This is your Fastlane version of your go home show for Raw of February the 16th. The Raw right before the upcoming pay per view WWE Fastlane. Thoughts on the name? I could take it or leave it. Not I'm not overly excited about it, but at the same time, I think it serves a decent purpose. I will say that I find their choice in music behind the pay per view to be very questionable. You would think with a show called Fastlane that they would pick a song that felt a little bit more upbeat and fast. The song they have picked for the show feels very slow and very yeah, it just feels very, very slow. There's really no other way to word it. Okay, so let's get into this. I'm going to try and keep this as short as humanly possible. I make that promise to you. So the show starts off with talking. I know, right? Like it has never happened before. This week, instead of having Triple H and Stephanie McMahon bore us for about 20 minutes talking, we have John Cena to come out for about 10 minutes to bore us with talking. And let's not make any joke about it, that's pretty much what he did. It was pretty much a typical Monday for Cena, except his mid-show speech got bumped to the front of the show because they're saving Triple H's segment for Sting later. How was Cena, though? Well, it wasn't anything special. I've just about had it with John Cena, and the only reason why I'm saying just about and not completely had it is that I am hopeful that he will eventually just be turned heel, but I'm pretty sure he's going to get bumped to mid-card, and I'm happy with that too. Came out talking about how he does this because he loves this, overcoming odds. Just it's just the same thing every single week. Rusev comes out. Lana gives a much more interesting speech in return. Incoming USA chants. And probably the funniest part of this whole segment, aside from Rusev kind of botching his lines, John Cena again goes into wannabe thugster mode and says if he opens his mouth one more time, he's going to go down there and he's going to kick his behind. Edited for children. And without any word prompting whatsoever, all Rusev had done was just do his "You Can't See Me" chant, and Cena stormed the ramp. I'm laughing at this point because I'm like, well, first of all, he didn't say anything, so that just makes Cena an asshole and an idiot. Secondly, as John Cena is beating up Rusev with his extremely non-convincing punches, all I kept thinking the whole time as he's standing over and pointing like, that is right, you will be buried at WrestleMania. Oh, you gotta laugh at yourself sometimes. And that's all I could think. As far as Fastlane goes, I'm gonna tell you right now, I see a war coming, and I see them having a bigger match at WrestleMania. That's what I see happening for John Cena. So opening segment, although while it was shorter than normal, I think it was under 15 minutes. It was slightly to hear. Cena actually sounded slightly more convincing than normal. However, I am getting sick and tired of seeing him getting his own time. I understand, but in my opinion, he's had over 12 years. He's been main eventing matches for over 10. He's guilt tripping his fans into liking him, and if you don't understand what I mean, I recommend you go and watch some of his interviews that he has done in the past, where he has contradicted himself quite a few times, but I'm not here to completely crap on him. Opening segment was short, therefore it wasn't that bad. So we get into our first match of the night. Dean Ambrose versus Luke Harper. Really good match. I'm getting kind of, I'm getting kind of, I don't know if upset is the word, kind of bitter that, I'm not seeing Luke Harper as much as I would like. Coffee, need it. So highlights of the match. I loved how Harper was just tossing Ambrose around inside and outside of the ring. Harper's did a couple of big boots to Ambrose that laid him out really well. Ambrose, he did an awesome diving elbow to a standing Luke Harper, which not many people can do convincingly. He can. And the super kicks for days, and it went right into Ambrose hitting Luke Harper with dirty deeds for the 1-2-3. Good match, really good match. I would have liked, let's see, I would have liked to see a run-in from Bad News Barrett, but we'll have more on that later. The match itself I thought was very good. I don't know why, and I should have mentioned this earlier, I don't know why they had Ambrose switch up his Dirty Deeds finisher to a leg-swinging double-arm DDT when it was, it looked like it was it was like a front headlock head spike, but I'm guessing maybe it might have something to do with the fact that execution-wise it might have just not been working right. So pretty good match. We're going to ditch letter rankings. We're going to go with star rankings because I feel it's better to rank with stars. I'm going to give this one 3.75 stars. If you could have gone a little bit longer, maybe it could have been a 4-star, but I think for what we got, opening match, pretty good. And more on Dean Ambrose later. That is not done here, folks. He's still got... let's see.
We get into a backstage segment with Dusty Rhodes, Dust, family, and working together. And then we get our next match, Goldust and Stardust versus A New Day.
Goldust gets hit with a Trouble in Paradise. Stardust is outside of the ring. New Day gets the 1-2-3 victory. Stardust helps Goldust to his feet. They look like they're going to hug it out. Oh, everything will be bygones be bygones. All the friction that happened over the last few weeks is now gone. And turns out Stardust hits his Crossroads maneuver on Goldust and leaves him in the ring. So, do we get a match at Fastlane, or do we wait till WrestleMania? As it stands right now, it is unclear. Kind of knew this was coming. Match between the two groups was nothing really special. 2.5-star match. We would then get backstage with Dusty and Stardust, and
Credit where credit's due. This family has paid its dues to the company. They're probably loved in the business. I'm very happy at the work that Dusty and Cody and Goldust do. They're huge team players. But anyway, basically they cut another promo. Stardust saying Cody is dead, just like his father. We get a walk-off. I was like, yeah, whatever. Maybe it's because I've been around much more convincing versions of that speech. I wasn't really buying it. But we'll see where that goes to. Clearly setting up something for the future. Next, we get Roman Reigns versus Kane. I'm not really going to go into this one too much. I'm just going to fly right through it. Pros. I like the fact that Kane seems to be getting in better ring shape. His one-handed sidewalk slam was pretty good. His underhand thrusts are always on point.
He's a very physically demanding person. However, he is probably one of the best people in the ring to work with because he can make anything look good for a guy his size. Um, Unlike some people, Roman Reigns pros. His I like his one-handed lift up Samoan drop. I like that a lot. His jumping lariats are also very good. Um, Cons the match itself was kind of boring. I'm getting tired of seeing Kane and Big Show always surrounding the big guys, and the thing I'm having the biggest problem with that is that Kane and Big Show are always losing. So I don't understand why they're always getting booked that way. But again, they're the authority, so there's your reasoning. The match wasn't anything special. Um, we'll give it 2.75 stars. Nothing amazing. Match ended in ring out after Roman Reigns hits the spear on Kane. Roman Reigns gets back in the ring when the ref hits the 9 count. 10 count to end the match. Woohoo. Uh, Daniel Bryan on the outside kind of trolling Roman Reigns with yes chants, which again will lead into something later.
Right now, I think for Roman Reigns, they need away from Kane and Big Show because he's not going to be able to captivate audiences like Daniel can do. There's just like a natural charisma and energy around Daniel Bryan that Roman Reigns just does not have yet. So we get a backstage segment next with the Bellas, and they're stealing Paige's clothes out of her locker room while she's taking a shower. Paige comes out into the hallway with nothing but a towel on. Draw your conclusion there. It's kind of funny how it felt like her towel and her had the same color tone, which was white, very white. And she asks Cameron to borrow her clothes. Cameron decides to go into full bitch mode and walk away. Yay, we like you even less now. And then she's like, oh, look, there's the Exotic Express because we still need to have them. So she pulls one of them into the back room because one of them was in an interesting outfit. Then we get our next match. Paige against Summer Rae. Summer Rae obviously is just there to lose to people because aside from that, she really serves no other purpose. Paige comes out in like an outfit that looks like it came straight out of Candyland, and I'll say she definitely pulled it off. Uh, I've seen people like the whole goth setting pull off whimsical outfits like that, and she did a very good job with it. And she was playing along; she had a smile along with it. So good to her. Good team player. Came out to the ring, just beat the holy bejesus out of Summer Rae, and puts her in the PTO, which I love that submission. I love it a lot. Summer Rae taps out. Bellas come out to the ring, and they start talking. Paige cuts them off and says the only thing that I can wear better than you is the Divas title, and then they're like, oh, L on the forehead because we're the Bellas and we're the Mean Girls, and that's really all it is. The Bellas are just the Mean Girls now, without any rhyme or reason or prompting from Brie whatsoever. They're both just Mean Girls who steal clothing now because that's what they do. And I find it funny for someone like Nikki Bella to come out there and criticize people and how they look, which she has pretty much whored herself for Monday night. So kudos to that hypocrisy. The match itself was good. Their match at Fast, Bella and Paige. Nothing too much to say about it. Good 3-star match from Paige. She really brought the noise, and can't complain. Can't complain. Paige is really starting to have her fans behind her on this one. I just really wish she'd stop screaming, "This is my house." I that's just stupid writing. Okay, we now get Dolph Ziggler versus Seth Rollins. After Seth Rollins comes out and starts talking, Ziggler comes out. They squabble. We get a match.
High points of the match: Dolph Ziggler super kicks, Seth Rollins, excuse me. Shortly after J&J got ejected from the ring, um, Dolph Ziggler caught Seth Rollins with a super kick into a zigzag combo, which pretty much started the whole match. And then J&J Security came down to the ring toward the end after Ziggler was getting ready to cover or get the pinfall victory again off the zigzag, and uh, Joey Mercury interrupts the pinfall, causing the disqualification, and then we get another run-in between Ryback and Eric Rowan with JJ Security. Again, Dolph Ziggler, Seth Rollins. I've seen these guys wrestle before. They're both amazing in the ring. These guys, I love Seth Rollins' stepping sidekick. I love Dolph Ziggler's super kick. I think he's one of the few guys that can convincingly pull that off very well. A very good match from both of them. This is a 3.5, if not 3.75 stars. Actually, no, I'm going to give this a 4. This is definitely, no, now that I think about it, this is a 4-star match. These guys got a good chunk of the time to get the work done. The fans were behind it. Everybody loved this match. All the more reason why Seth Rollins is main event material. So is Dolph Ziggler. So awesome showing for both of them. We will see where this is leading into. We might get a match at Fastlane or something. We will see. Nothing on that yet. But could be announced soon. So now we got in another promo with Triple H talking about Sting. The reason why we started off the show with John Cena, probably. He probably didn't want to come out to the ring more than once. And thankfully it's just him and not the shrill voice of Stephanie McMahon. Which is funny because I had thought about it. And if it was just Triple H and not Stephanie, I probably wouldn't mind the Authority that much. But her voice does not help the situation. So he comes out talking about Sting and how he's not going to be scared so easily, and here comes Ric Flair. And those two just kind of go back and forth talking. Ric Flair urging Triple H to take it seriously, telling him that you're letting Sting get in your head. They kind of were going back and forth on the past and how Sting and Flair had a lot of legendary matches. It concluded to the point where Flair was saying, "We'll get the job done and don't sit on your ass like you did last week." Triple H pushes Ric Flair to the ground and just goes on about anyone who stands in the way of me and this company is getting their ass kicked, blah, 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 heads to the back. Yeah,
So he pretty much just got used on that one storyline. Because I'm pretty sure nothing's going to happen at Fastlane. But whatever, they're trying to prove a point that Sting is officially messing with Triple H, and good for them. Next was supposed to be a match between the Ascension and Darren Young and a mystery opponent, but before we can get the mystery opponent's name, the Ascension's music came on, and, let's not announce names. Ascension came down, started beating up on Darren Young and the mystery opponent, and then all of a sudden Titus O'Neil comes down to the ring and helps out Darren Young. Do we get a match at Fastlane between the primetime players and the Ascension? Who knows? They're already prompting a return of the primetime players, Darren Young and Titus O'Neil, but we will see. I guess the gimmick was fun for what it is. Titus O'Neil came down, rescued Darren Young. They toss the Ascension out of the ring. Darren Young and Titus O'Neil stand strong. Yay. Got nothing else to say on this. I thought it was, for what I guess they tried to build up their tag team division because they really right now. I don't know. And then we get a match between Bad News Barrett and Damian Now. Throughout the match, The Miz was sitting at ringside in a director's chair or a start whatever chair, and he's ringing a little bell to the microphone every time to kind of prompt Miz to stop what he was doing to assist The Miz with something. And every time he did that was when the Mizdow was on an offensive. Uh, Mizdow I felt was real good. His moves were clean. They were crisp. There was definitely showing a lot of intensity there. I'm waiting for like the match where he can actually 100% be ready to go without being held back by the Miz, because pretty much right now the Miz is hurting him. I understand it's a gimmick, and I pause right here. I just want to make one thing very, very obvious. Okay, I'm coming at this from a casual fan perspective. I'm not reading any insider information. I'm not going on any notes that have been given to me by anybody who might have any affiliation with the WWE. This is my outlook as a fan, mixed in with some opinion and consideration. So anybody who's reading this, who's or listening to this, I should say, rather, and you're like, Eric, well, that's storyline. Yes, but as a fan, do you not also question what's actually going on as far as what's the product itself is being given to you? Do you not judge that for what it is? Do you not go off of what that is? It's kind of like if you were to go out to eat and you order a cheeseburger and then you want to sit there and criticize why the cheeseburger could have been better quality because the product that they're getting is not grade A beef. You know what I mean? I'm giving my opinion based on the product that's given to me and trying to keep it simple. It's grading it as is. All right. Play. The match itself wasn't that great. Miz distracts Mizdow once again, right before he's about to give Bad News Barrett the skull-crushing finale. Distracts Mizdow long enough, and Bad News Barrett hits Mizdow with the bullhammer elbow, which I will say right now I am not a fan of. There is nothing more power. I don't understand how turning your elbow pad inside out and hitting someone with your elbow makes it any more powerful than normal. The pad is still in between the two pieces of fabric inside that slip-on elbow pad. So, not a fan of the bullhammer elbow. And then all of a sudden, Dean Ambrose comes out to the ring. He zip ties Bad News Barrett's hands around the ring post and forces him to sign a Intercontinental title match at Fastlane. So again, another awesome run-in by Dean Ambrose. This guy has just got energy and comedy and everything going for him right now, and it could not have come at a better time. I love it. I'm looking forward to the match at Fastlane. Hopefully, Dean Ambrose comes out as the victor in that match. We see the thing with judging WrestleMania is, Like, you gotta wonder, like, is it pretty much everything just gonna be a run-in or a schmaz, and then we get to WrestleMania, and then it happens? Like, Jimmy Uso and Naomi against Tyson Kidd. Tell you, it wasn't a very long match. Did not get a lot of work in. Um, just gonna go right through it. Lots of tags in out. It was kind of interesting. I don't remember seeing this, but every time someone tags in someone of the opposite sex, the other partner for the other team automatically comes in. I've never really seen that before. Normally they kind of played off that. It's like a heel move to like the female to tag the guy in to go after like the face woman. Didn't really go that angle too much, although Tyson Kidd was kind of being a douche. But again, they're kind of writing him to be a douche. Match ends with Natalia going for the sharpshooter. She can't lock it in.
Naomi kicks her off. They go into a series of rolling pins, and Naomi finally gets one on Natalya. Tyson Kidd berates her in the ring, and then Cesaro gets in the middle of it, and he starts berating Natalya about losing. The match itself, nothing special. It was about a 2.5-star match for what it was. Again, it was about a 2 or 3 minute. Natalya and Naomi were easily the stars of this. I'm like how Naomi
really kind of bumping up her game. She's becoming a lot more quick, a lot more agile, a lot more athletic. She was popping up. And kudos to Natalia too. Like she was just as athletic, if not more. That girl was like popping up off the mat just as quick as Naomi. Those girls were executing not finishers, but counters very, very well. Execution was definitely a plus. Not much work from the guys in this match. It was mainly the women. So yeah, gotta give it what it is. It was about a 2.5-star match, given on time. Um, would have just loved to see the Natalya and Naomi go at it. I think those two girls could have an amazing match just based off of what I saw tonight. So we get into our main event, and we have Big Show versus Daniel Bryan. Roman Reigns sitting at ringside. Daniel Bryan, of course, delivering like he always does. Getting right into my notes here. Let's see. We got a lot of chops from Bryan, or to Bryan from the Big Show. Funny how you could it cut right to Reigns and he kind of had a smile on his face while this is going on. We got a lot of chokeholds, and then Daniel Bryan gets Big Show into the yes lock. He breaks it up. And then all of a sudden, Reigns storms the ring, takes out Big Show with a spear, prompting the DQ victory over Daniel Bryan, which then led to an all-out brawl between Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns that had to get separated by referees and alumni alike, which then prompted them to fight again. Ooh, excuse me, guys. Having some of the worst heartburn right now. Guys, like it says on the website right now, which sadly enough I'm kind of using for points right now, it felt like an all-out brawl. You could definitely feel that the actual, all the niceties and kindness and, well, we're going to go out there and we're going to give them a match. Yes, we are. Like, all of that was completely thrown aside, and now these guys want to fight each other, and I am loving it. I'm enjoying it very much. The build-up for a pay-per-view before WrestleMania like this is good. It's not over the top. It's not in your face. It's just where it needs to be. It doesn't need to be so epic, because you run the risk of taking some thunder away from WrestleMania, and that's what they did. So the match itself, I'll give it a 3.5-star. A lot of it was due to the merit of, because Daniel Bryan and Big Show, they know how to work with each other. And due to Daniel Bryan's credit, again, a guy his size, it's much easier for him to do the things that he wants to do as opposed to Roman Reigns. And I've been listening to people in the past talking about how it's not the easiest thing to work with Big Show, and a lot of it's due to his size and his age, but Daniel Bryan knows how to make it work. Roman Reigns is kind of getting it, but he needs to understand that he's not as big as he's claiming he is, so it doesn't feel as organic. It doesn't feel as good as what Daniel Bryan can bring to the table. So that is, as a whole, the show itself was a solid B, if not a B plus show. It was a very nice show. The only things that were holding it down was John Cena segment in the beginning, the mixed tag match toward the end of the night. That was really it. As far as the go home show is concerned, they're definitely leaving things on a high note. Other high points of the show I did not mention were the Bray Wyatt promos. Clearly, to me, this seems like these promos are for one reason. It's for Bray Wyatt calling out Undertaker. We're probably going to get something to that effect of
either at Fastlane or the following Monday night on Raw, where he finally gets a call out, and then we could build up. Then we could have that build up toward WrestleMania. So the show as itself was a solid B plus show. It was very good. The matches were booked right. Good storytelling. They're building up a lot of things really well for Fastlane. I'm very interested to see Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan. I'm very interested to see Rusev and John Cena actually, because I don't know. There's just something about it I want to see. Maybe it's me wanting to see John Cena get kicked around the ring a few thousand times. I'm interested to see what they do as far as the face-to-face confrontation between Sting and Triple H. So, pretty good show all around. That's it. The negatives were definitely small on this one. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about the matches. What's your opinion on Roman Reigns? Do you think he's coming up well? Um, do you think the rumors of Daniel Bryan, Roman Reigns, and Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania should happen? And basically, anything wrestling related you have a topic on, or something to or maybe something to discuss at a later video, just kind of throw it out there and let me know. But yeah, that was the review for the Fastlane Go Home show on Raw of February 16th, 2015. Thank you all for listening. Cut into about 32 minutes, which isn't bad. Cut it from nearly an hour long to 40 minutes long to just over 30. Don't worry, we'll get to a good time between 20 and 30 minutes. I just want to thank you all for watching. Yes, watching. Thank you all for watching and listening, and I will see you all next time.